take a little sip. I'll let you listen to the song fire.
I know, but it's funny because I know I was like, that was genuine. Like, I was like, I will keep that. Just cut it. I was like,
I was not
you in your bag? You in your bag right now?
A little bit.
All right. He was in the, and it looked, the
Shout
water
out Mick
looked
Jenkins.
crisp. Look, the water looked crisp. So I was like, all right.
Spring water, that's all I do.
All
Man.
right. Okay. Welcome to the Creators Initiative podcast, where we have a raw and authentic conversation about creating media to grow your business or personal brand. In today's episode, we are going to answer a listener's question because we have listeners.
Waiting for it. That's what I've been waiting for.
And we are going to give wisdom, encouragement, and our own personal advice and experience with regards to becoming another cookie cutter content creator in our niche. Okay, let's talk about it. So I think first thing we need to talk about is the fact that a lot of me and you personally, we grew up without social media, and then like we were the pioneers of social media. Okay, our generation are the pioneers of social media. We started off in MySpace where we were coding and it was nothing but vibes and lols, LOZ, lols, hashtag RAR. That's not even a hashtag RAR. It was just RAR at the end for no freaking reason, because that's what we did back then. Okay, like if we could tap into our MySpace, Lord have mercy, because the stuff that we posted was probably raggedy and reckless and just ratchet, but we didn't care because it was vibes. It was nothing but vibes. We're out here ranking our best friends, and honestly, people who were number one is mostly the person either we were talking to or interested in.
Soulja Boy had them in the chokehold. I ain't gonna hold you.
My goodness.
It was a soldier, the little white glasses and the Chris Browns.
My goodness.
Soulja Boy had y'all in the chokehold.
My goodness. And
Crazy.
we were literally just living our best life out here.
Boy,
Feel him. The dance slow, silly. The lady don't kill me. That's
Vic,
not
dog.
even the song,
That
but
is
I just
not.
wanted to go to the other one. It just hit me
Did
because
you listen?
that was Vic. Yeah,
Did
that
you
was
have
Vic.
Vic on your?
I
You
did
just listened
actually.
to-
Yeah, that's why I
I
came
didn't
up.
want to say nothing.
That was it was because I
You-
just heard
That's
it.
your Get Silly.
I don't know why, but
Get Silly. That's
it was
your-
on
that's your-
shuffle.
that's your,
Not like I was. Yeah, but that was actually
that's your
that was my
weightlifting
basketball.
song, right?
That was a basketball music. I don't know why. That was a basketball playlist. I did. That was like freshman year. I don't know why, but when we had iPods, we had to separate it from our phones. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm still Soulja Boy had y'all in the chokehold.
for real.
Y'all
But
had every Soulja Boy template, the sparkly letter one, the big
Listen.
ass clothes.
listen, we just there was just not a care in the world. There was no rules. There was no templates. There was no way to grow. You just posted to just be posting, okay? And now that, in 2023, honestly, there's like two people that post. It's the one that just posts everything, because they really are genuinely using social media as like a way to keep up with friends and share what they're doing in their life. And the other ones that are just like, well, I kind of can't share anything unless I'm trying to make money or be an influencer or something like that. So I can't just be on here just for fun anymore, unless it's my stories or I'm just lurking. Like,
It's a job.
It's a job. It has to be a job. Like, once you start trading, and it sucks. It really does. And so when you're that creator that does want to show up on social media, whether to grow your personal brand or to just start a, side hustle or anything like that, how do you do it and not do it in a cookie cutter way, And so that's one of our questions from our listeners. And one thing I thought about immediately when I was thinking about like outlining this episode was like, first things first is to renew your mind daily. I don't listen to Spotify, but I do listen to Apple. So I had Apple Replay for this year. And my music was weak. The roundup was weak because the first part of the year I was nothing but vibes. I was listening to a lot of music.
What was your top 5?
Okay, so
I'm a Spotify guy, but I haven't been on Spotify.
It's okay.
So I don't even have a recap.
Right. So they don't care about you. You don't have no freaking recap. It was The Weeknd again. But what's so funny is I didn't even listen to like New Weekend. I was listening to Old Weekend. So you can definitely read into that if you want to. Maybe depressive state. But we were listening to House of Balloons.
Yo.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. But that's what I was listening to. So it was a lot of The Weeknd, and then it was, of course, Beyonce, because she had me in a chokehold before the
new
concert.
album, the Renaissance album,
Yeah,
or
but
just
like
her whole catalog.
whole catalog, but like, well, it's a whole catalog afterwards. But like, listen, she had me in a
I know,
chokehold.
The Weeknd to Beyonce, you got uplifting, empowerment, women, then
Drug
over here,
infiled,
drug and
cocaine
infested.
snorting in the corner, makeup freaking smeared. I mean, I think that was literally on one of his album
We
covers.
all have dualities.
Like,
yo.
what are you?
That's crazy.
Are you okay?
That's crazy.
It was always about the vibes
That's
and the
why
mood.
I text you.
Well,
You all right?
you all right? You going through
good?
something? Yeah. Let me just listen to this music. I'll be fine. But literally, like, Beyonce had me in a chokehold before I went to her concert, and then she had me in a death grip afterwards. So I was just like, we're gonna listen to the whole catalog. She's a whole lot, Because I was singing that I just fell in love and I just quit my job, but actually strike out the fell in love part and just I quit my job, and I was like really vibing with that deeply.
Hey, songs that hit you different in different stages of life, bro.
You should saw me at the concert. That's when she sang that part. I sang that with my
with
whole
your
heart.
whole little chest, wasn't it? For the cry.
But I really just did it. Like, I was like, it was like a month. I was a month out. I was like, yeah, I just did it. I didn't fall in love though, but I did just quit my job. So can't have it all. But okay, anyway, but
Beyonce do it to you.
But like, yeah, it was weak. It was like Post Malone. I think Michael Jackson was in there, and I was like, I guess that was just like something internally that I was fighting back about the whole Drake thing when he was like about to surpass him. So I guess I started listening to more Michael.
I mean, I don't really.
Right.
He's so when like it was actual like records.
Right.
So it's a little asterisk with him.
Yes.
The digital stuff. You
like
can
leave it alone.
Yeah.
This man was out here selling physical copies.
People were going to the hospital. Like
that right.
He had a kind of a
like, there's Drake
complex. Michael was
crazy, right. Leave it alone. So
different.
So yeah, and then like SZA like rounded it out at the end because I did like that Seek and Destroy and Kill Bill and I Hate You. Maybe once again,
her album was classic for front.
It was a vibe, right? It was a vibe.
I'm a Summer Walker type of girl,
right? So I was just like, okay,
I'm a Summer Walker type of guy that likes the girl.
Don't worry about it. Don't even explain yourself. Just go with it until somebody's like, wait, what?
I mess with SZA though.
Right.
I really do.
Wait, what?
What did you say? Summer Walker type of girl.
Yeah. So I just realized like first part of the year was vibes, was listening to music, and the other part of the year was just nothing but like podcast and mindset apps and things like that because I went from still working my part-time job to quitting my part-time job and going full-time with my business. And then I was like always working and traveling. So I was just like, I can't even listen to music right now. I got to focus, I got to be in my bag. You know what I'm saying? So especially trying to show up on social media because that's very uncomfortable for me. I definitely am a lurker.
Same here.
That sounded awful. What the heck? I definitely am a lurker. I'm not a lurker. I'd be looking from afar, keeping up with everybody, wishing you all well, but never posting anything because I definitely felt like, if I'm on here, I got to be like making money. If not, like, and I'm not like.
But for you to be all around it immersed, like, that's what you do for a living.
To not. You get up like, I'm not posting.
But then, like on the opposite side, it's like you love the behind the scenes, but you hate.
Don't you dare have me out here. So I had to renew my mind and get into a space where I'm like, I got to show up and I got to be confident about it and just excited to share. My creativity, my knowledge to help other people.
And be you.
Yeah, and also to sell my business. Like, it's always, always to sell my business and it helps. So I just wanted to say that you definitely have to renew your mind because, with influencers, because we know influencers can be very cringy, and can be very salesy and things like that. And I think that seeing that all the time, being bombarded with that, kind of makes you hesitant to show up on social media and also feel like, well, they're only able to grow because they're so cookie cutter, because they're always selling, because they're always, they're doing TikTok dances and TikTok trends and things like that, and that's not me, that's not me. And I don't feel like I can change myself to be that way. And so it's going to take a lot of just really honestly renewing your mind in any way that you can and showing up as yourself and getting better. Like,
how do you renew? Speaking of, how do you renew?
How to renew my mind?
Her mind?
Ooh, for this.
And I'll kind of tell you how.
Yeah, so definitely a lot of podcasts. Whether that be motivational, just like motivate, bro. Like I didn't realize how much, because at first I thought it was stupid, these like motivational speeches, like like they got a podcast out there where they just like have a like 15 minutes of different speeches with all the epic music. Yeah. But then like when I was like really in my head and not wanting to show up, and then I would listen to one, I would find that little mustard of motivation to do it, and then like create the content and post it and then completely regret it. But it's done. It's already done. It's out there.
You did the work.
I did the work. I found that. Right. I found that, listening to sermons and things like that. And, yeah, pretty much that. And then also like maybe having songs like Beyonce where I quit my job and I fell in love. Minus the fall in love part. And and that's how I renewed my mind daily. But it was like, and that's how it works with your mind. It's not something like you learn once and you're good. You got to keep doing it. And so that helped me, which granted, I'm saying this as I'm batch recording a bunch of content that has not been released, but I'm actually proud of it. Like when I showed you what I've created, I actually can watch it over and over again and be like, that was good. That was solid. That was me. But it took me a while and pretty much all this year of like getting the courage and renewing my mind and like talking to you and getting people involved so that I could actually create that content and show up. Because I promise you, earlier this year or last year, I would not be.
If you leave yourself to your own vices and stuff like that, who would have thought? I always talked about doing a podcast, always. But it's like, it's like, hey, yo, you want to do a podcast with me? I'm like,
exactly.
I was going to give you some excuses like, I can do it.
Yeah, and it took...
It's like just getting out. I hate to be in front of the camera. That's just something about me.
I know people be like, are you sure? Because you guys are doing great. Like, you look amazing and sound amazing in front of the camera. You're full of it. You're not an introvert. You love the camera.
When I get in my bag, it's crazy. But in front of the camera, just seeing myself, I cringe a little bit. And maybe after episodes, it'll go away.
Yeah,
probably.
But it takes practice.
It's just hearing your voice, seeing yourself. All new podcasters went through that.
Yeah, but you got to show up and you got to start.
You got to show up. Yeah, you got to be consistent in everything that you do. And that's one thing that for me, renewing my mind, it's like the brick by brick mentality. Atomic Habits.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Reading. I forgot.
Yeah, my good friend. Thank you, TJ.
Yeah.
I'm diving deep into that. I texted him and told him I was going to start it a couple weeks ago, but just making great habits and sticking with them. And then for me, I'm weird, so it's like seeing different people's startups, seeing people that I admire startups, because I know it wasn't cookie cutter. I know it wasn't all roses. It's like how many setbacks that they have. And how did they persevere through that? Because if they could persevere through that, then I can get through my little one too. That's really like, I love to hear origin stories of my favorites. I just and I can keep hearing it and maybe grab a couple. But like the Elon Musk, maybe the Kanye's, maybe the Jordans, Jay-Z's, different painters that I like, things like that. Just all around. I'm very like eclectic when it comes to stuff. I'm kind of weird too. But it's like, how did they get to the point that they get to? I will listen to a story and I know it from up and down, but just hearing it again, that gives me the motivation to go through. Man, what I'm going, man, I can.
Right, I'm over here nervous
I can talk to this person about real estate. I can go network. I can go hand 10 business cards. Who am I? This is my business. This is what I wanted to do. This is what I slaved for. This is what I spent the money and all that. And real estate, getting into it ain't cheap. It ain't cheap at all. To yield no results, or to yield, you have to go out there and just persevere and just, you have to stand on it. You have to stand on everything that you want to do. So, man, that's kind of how I renew my mind. It's kind of weird, but I love the origin stories of people that I admire.
Well, think about like seeing origin stories and seeing origin stories and knowing that everybody, for the most part, I think you and me both, we don't follow people that outlier, the people that went viral after 6 weeks. No. We watched the guys that, that their content was absolute trash in the beginning, like Alex Hormozy. I laughed because I never watched his stuff in the beginning. Like, they kept pushing his videos. I was like, this looks like trash. I don't want to watch this mess. And then I saw the updated ones where he invested in like his stuff, and I was like, oh dang, this dude had gems, and I'm over here being had a little dude that I was like not gonna watch his stuff. And it was like him telling me like, no, I started 10 years ago, and I just kept showing up. And I was like, you think if I started he started podcast, YouTube channel, all that stuff 10 years ago. And he's like, it went absolutely nowhere, practically talking to myself at this point because no one's like following or anything. And then that one just blew up, and then they had all this like years of things to listen to, and then the new stuff, and then here we are, multi-million-dollar business. I'm over here acquiring other people's businesses. It's just like, wow, like this guy really showed up, talked about literally what he was good at, what he was passionate about, which probably wasn't a profitable market, something that could go viral quickly in the next 6 weeks. He just talked about what he wanted to talk about. He has a lot of passions, and he was very knowledgeable about it, and he did it for 10 years straight, and then he saw a return. And that's how also too renewing my mind with people, seeing people like that, being realistic, because social media will always show you the best parts. I just made it, like, because even now, like, you guys never saw the content that never made it to the gram, that never made it to YouTube, but I have a lot of it. And now you're seeing like, oh, Leah, I didn't know you made movies. It's like, yeah, because I finally showed up, but even then I'm still kind of nervous about it, and I still got work to do, and I still don't really have a following, but I'm gonna keep showing up because I said I would, and I'm gonna play the long game. Whether that's 6 months or that's 6 years, we're here for that. But that comes from renewing my mind every day with books, with sermons, with reading. I just said that, but you know what I mean. But yeah, and I think also too, as far as, and I hope you're getting where we're going here, how you're not gonna be a cookie cutter creator, is not only renewing your mind and getting your mindset right, but also too is something that like you see all these different creators creating like in your niche. Specifically, so the person who asked this question, she's a mother, and so she's more of in that niche of like motherhood, right?
Okay.
And so motherhood has like, and that's what I'm saying. We were the trailblazers. We were the pioneers of social media, where we came on there and it was nothing but vibes. Now that we've been around for a while and we've been on social media for a while, now there's like social media best practices, right? And so even I feel like that way when you see other creators in your niche creating, like it feels like these unspoken rules of like, this is how you create content as a mother, and therefore now it is cookie cutter, because here we go again with another mother. It's just another mother creating another motherhood, content. The only difference is obviously her kids look different than everybody else's kids because it's her kids, right? Mm-hmm. And so when you renew your mind, and you don't think of it in that way of just like, I have to show up as myself, whatever that looks like. Are you funny? Like, if you are a comedian, you are truly a comedian out here, lean into that. When I was creating the content that I just showed you, the videos I just made, I was so proud of them because I showed up as myself. I stopped thinking about, well, I have to sit here, chest up, chest out. I have to speak eloquently about, XLR cables and, decibel, -10, +20, over 20. I cannot stutter, because then they might think I don't know what I'm talking about. They'll think I don't know what I'm doing. And then I was like, wait a minute, hold up, pause. Do you see the content I'm creating? Like, do you see the quality of it? I don't care what joke I make. I don't care how many times I stutter. I don't care how many NTSC bars I, put in my videos because I think they're funny. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I do. Right. I know what I'm doing. And and I'm telling you, this was a year of me working this, even going to therapy and everything, to come to today on this podcast to say, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm talking about. I will not even sit here and argue with you to tell you I know what I'm talking about. Look at my stuff. Look at my content. Look at what I create. If you don't believe me because I make jokes or I do this or, I'm laughing or whatever, or I didn't put on no makeup and my eyes look dead, whatever. Sounds like a personal problem to me because I know what I'm doing.
I mean, I know my successes, so I don't really get into the whole, if anybody draws anything from this podcast, and specifically me, probably just being yourself and being your most at your most vulnerable, transparent state. Like this right here is very hard for me because I'm so social media is a highlight.
It is.
I come from before social media, if you can believe it or not. I'm only 32, but I remember a life before social media. Like we do.
We both do.
We do, right?
I'm gonna say I'm 30. Come on,
so
it's 2 years.
I'm from. I don't want to see people. I don't want people to see me struggle or people to see me having growing pains. I want people to see the product, and it wasn't social media. That's just me. I'm from I'm from where you don't know people's lives. You don't know everyday struggles. So I have to recondition myself to kind of formulate myself in this new generation, in this new whole kind of ecosystem of marketing. Hey, be transparent. It's hard for me to be transparent. Not that I don't want to be. It's just because I don't. Who cares? I know you don't care about my struggles.
Exactly. And see, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, in your head.
So to me, I'm in my head. It's like I don't. You don't care about it if if I haven't sold here, I haven't sold this month, or I'm doing such and such on my client's house or something. But it's like it's the vulnerability of, hey, I might be thinking about getting into real estate, or I might be thinking about getting some vending machines, or I might even think about opening a business, doing such and such. This man here is bearing his soul, and he is being very vulnerable. So it's like, if he can do it, I can do it. And no, I'm not going to tell everybody my growing pains, but if I can see him, he's giving me motivation. He don't even know I'm clear across the country. That's kind of what I'm doing it for, man. Like really just showing people the human aspect of this being a businessman. I've been, like I said, episode 1, I think I've been working for myself for 7-8 years. I've been a 1099 or working for myself with an LLC since 25. That comes with a lot of scrapes and bruises. Like it comes with a lot of like heartache. It comes with a lot of success. But you got to be willing to get on that ride and ride it in its totality. You know what I'm saying? So
and
just me being just
but that's why
transparent.
And that's what I'm saying though, is that thought that runs across your mind that says, they don't want to hear this. They don't want to see me. You know, like I've had thoughts of.
They just want to see the highs.
Right. Shoot, I don't even think about, my people want to see the highs. Like I'm just like, let me just go in my corner. Like I'd have been on there.
Everybody wants to see the highs.
But it's like I don't want to be on their timeline too much. I feel like I've been on their timeline way too much. Like
everybody wants to see the highs so they can talk stuff about it. You know.
Yeah, and I'm not self-centered. Yeah. I don't like to be the center of attention either. So I'm just really in my head. But like. Like I said, to renew your mind and to get to this place where I'm just like, I don't care. And also, too, I think it helps the people that I've been surrounded the last couple of years that have been, rooting me on in the background, especially these different women and these different men that I've met across, this country with the jobs that I've had have definitely been rooting me on in the background and giving me great advice. It's just been like, bro, like I know what I'm talking about. And I'm going to show up as myself. I'm not going to force anything. And this is the crux of the episode right here. What I'm about to drop, what I'm about to say, is that what makes it cookie cutter is when you show up with this. Not even like you don't even know you have this attitude, because I just realized for myself that I had this attitude of like, well, this is how all the other videographers are creating content. This is how I got to create content. Like, we all know when we go down the rabbit hole of social media and, social media best practices is the way to get better engagement or connect with your audiences to provide value, right? Or like an inside look or someone can live vicariously through you, right? But at the same time, it feels like, well, I really don't know what to teach people. So I guess I'm just going to, halfway know something and then talk about it and try to present like I know what I'm talking about, and therefore, and do it in the way that I've seen all the other creators doing it. And then like, yeah, that is cookie cutter and you're regurgitating what everybody else is saying versus being like, okay, for example, literally I'm so like over the moon and just so proud of myself with the content I just created these last couple of days. Is that I was like, all right, I'm going to make a video about like 3 reasons why you should buy a shotgun microphone. And the way I'm going to do it is in a very creative, fun way. And I'm not going to sit over and think, about like, wait, what if I offend somebody? Like, I hurt somebody's feelings. Like, hey, if you're offended, sorry. That wasn't my intention, but we're going to keep it moving, right? Or what about if somebody thinks I don't know what I'm talking about? Like, who cares? There's so many people on here that don't know what they're talking about, and they will boldly come up and push. They will literally run ads and not know what they're talking about. You know what you're talking about. Keep it going. Like all the reasons, right? And so I fought through that mental fog, and I showed up, and I filmed it too. I didn't script it. I just outlined it because that's something that has like, also too, these years that I've been practicing with content, I'm trying to see which one does better, because also pre-recording stuff means that stuff is not genuine. It's not authentic because there's a little bit of like acting to it because it's like, I know I got to film this, right? Mm-hmm. And so think about the podcast. We just do a dry run. This is our outline, but whatever comes to our mind, whatever's, inspiring us, like I did not rehearse this. This is just what's on my heart.
Off the cuff with it.
Right. And it comes off authentic and it's not cookie cutter. So this is how we, communicate, whatever. But when I was thinking about, creating this content, I was just like, okay, I could sit here and just be like, here's 3 reasons why you need to use a shotgun microphone. Number 1, it's inexpensive. Number 2 is this. And number 3, all right, save this post for future reference. That's kind of boring. I don't really want to do that. And also, too, it's going to come off really boring if I just do that outline. So what I did was like, okay, let me make an outline and let me just record and say what I got to say, but know, like, if I stutter, if I forget what I'm saying, then at least I can, make a cut. I can edit it. But then I was like, oh, that's really funny, like, how I was, like, over here messing up. Like, let's just leave it in there just because I think it's funny. Like, why not? And that's how I was able to come up with that content that I did, which y'all see later, and I'll just be like, wow. I showed up like myself. Like, this is what I would look like if I actually, if somebody came up to me and asked me, why should I get a shotgun microphone? Girl, let me tell you. You can get one for $14.99, but I don't recommend that, but you can,
Just go through the list.
Just go through the list. Like, it's fun.
I'm glad you asked me.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked me. And so it was just, getting out of that mental fog of, like, people don't care, people don't want to, hear this, and also know, like, okay, I'm funny. I'm a comedian, okay? I am. I am. This stuff comes naturally. It does. It really does. Now, being serious, I can be serious. I can. I've been working on it, but I can be serious, but I ain't your motivational speaker, bro. Because I'm
you got a little
I have a little bit.
A little TD Jackson.
Right, but then, like, there'll be a term that comes up and be like, wait, did that make sense? And we just pause and we're like, and then we just like, what? You do what it did, what it do. And like, she thought she was doing something there. I know she did, but I was like,
when you want to convey, you convey.
Right, but it's like
everybody has a level.
Right, but it's just one of those things where it's just like, okay, but I do know I'm funny, like, genuinely, like I everybody,
Do you really? Do you think you?
I do. I really do. Like, you cannot tell me I'm not funny. Like, like I said, the other thing, but funny.
They always say you're the last to know of something, like everything. Like, oh, really? Huh?
Really? Like, like, intentionally, like, I'm a storyteller.
You feel like you're intentionally funny? Like, when you want to be funny, you can?
Yeah, like, intentionally, yeah. Okay. In storytelling. Not, like, just genuinely, like, I got jokes for days. I can go do stand-up comedy. But if I was to tell a story in the most, like, outlandish, funny way, think about the women who did my hair, like, at the salon, still are trying to hear the story about, I'm not going to say it because watch that one person actually listen to this podcast. But they were like, the way I went through that story, I was like, but mind you, plot twist. Yeah. Like, just doing all this stuff. They've been like for months. I was like, y'all know if it worked out, I would have been able to report back that mission accomplished. But no, it didn't work out, guys. As always, I spoke way too soon. So I got way too excited, apparently. So I'm just, like, I'm on a couch. Like, I'm just all over the place. We all love it. That Oprah, so I know that about myself, and I should lean into that because I think I'm funny, and I could care less what you have to say. And, funny does sell. Like, I was literally last night watching iCarly. I love iCarly on YouTube. And she we talked about this last time. But
still random.
I know, but we talked about last time when iCarly, with the chick with, does the sex toys. I always watch. I don't care what she posts. I'm like, it's funny, bro.
Oh, there was a story about Nasty Classified. Oh, I know
what you're talking about.
That's crazy. Bro. They're crazy.
They wildin', but here I am listening to their podcast and following. So I was like, dang, some things need to be stayed classified, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm here for it.
Yo, that's crazy.
I was sitting on my phone like, what?
They did. What?
Where's my sound effects? Like, record scratch.
There you go.
That is not the record scratch. Hold on. What?
They did what? When I heard that.
Well, okay.
I mean,
foot
taller than he is.
Right. I think they finally got the same eye if she's not wearing shoes. Sorry. I'm sorry. Went off. This deep podcast.
That's why they love us, though. That's why they love us. Embrace it. Embrace it. That's why
Exactly.
they love us.
But this is what I'm talking about. Like, I'm funny.
Yeah.
Like, I am trying to be serious. I am talking about a serious topic. But at the same time, like, just run with it.
Yeah.
Because right now, in 2023 and beyond, we are bombarded with so much unauthenticity, if that's even a word, that it's so refreshing to see someone be their authentic self and provide value. Like, it's just so nice. Okay, thank you. I said authentic. I was like, I just made up a word. That's not it. That's not it, right? This man, right? He over here in his dictionary. It's the thesaurus. It's the thesaurus. Exactly, girl. Get back to it. Get back, focus.
Another question.
Right, but no, like, really, it's so refreshing to see someone show up just how they are. To not see someone who, no, I'm not saying can't dance, but is not a TikTok dancer type person trying to.
Those would be the ones that go viral.
Right.
The people who don't really they just go out there and just free spirit and somebody just catch them like, yo.
But see, that's what I'm saying. That's authentic. But the ones are like, okay, some guru, because this is the true story, was a person that I used to follow and listen to, was out here advocating that we should get on social media and do the dances and all this stuff to grow our following, while simultaneously teaching our stuff. And I'm like, sweetheart, I can dance. Don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I can dance and I can sing, but not in front of people and on the spot. Mm-hmm. I'm in my bag in my room by my lonesome or in the shower. I'm on my full second tour, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. My full second world tour in the bathroom, but not on the spot.
I'm Jodeci. I'm Jodeci in that
Come
bathroom.
on, I'm her, okay? HER, like deep. I got the guitar and everything. I actually do have guitars, but I don't know how to play them. But I got them, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I got it.
Yeah.
But put me on the spot, huh? Tell me I have to do that to grow my business? What? You lost me. I can't do it. And now it feels like, well, if I can't do that, then my business is done. I can't show up on social media. I'm just, it is what it is. That sucks.
I'm a doo-wop.
I get.
Shoo-be-doo-wop, I wanna love you. I wanna love you, baby. Ooh.
My goodness.
I'll do anything for this business now. Just told you now. Well, not anything. But you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I mean.
Zoom in on that frame. What do you mean?
Not anything. But,
what do you mean, sir?
For real, I'm getting out of my comfort zone. Like,
right. But my thing is, this is like for the people that, even I would even say like, okay, yeah, I have to dance to grow my business, but it's just like, you knew the people who couldn't get over that hump and actually like be comfortable in front of the camera, and so they were here dancing to grow their business, and it's so cringe and uncomfortable to watch because you can feel how they're like, this is not me.
They emit the cringe from you can tell they're not even enjoying it.
Right,
so it's like, you're not enjoying it. I'm not enjoying watching you.
Right,
not enjoy it.
Right, and so I'm just like, dang, I wish you guys knew you don't. Yeah, right. You don't have to, like, you did all this, put yourself out there, and they still scrolling. They don't care. They didn't even hear what you had to say. And so seeing people do that for their content, I'm like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You know, I mean, and here's the thing though, too. To do that is to grow your business in 30 days, right? If you're trying to grow quick, you're gonna have to do some cringy stuff, do some stuff that is not, in your comfort zone to grow your business quick, to grow your brand on your social media, business quick. But if you think about it in this way, if you are a brand that gets a lead, like a $5,000 lead, a $10,000 lead, from going at your own pace and doing what you wanted to do and showing up on your own terms, in your own way, right? Then your time spent on social media was worth it. You 10x'd it, right? And then in 2 years, if it does grow and you do have a following and now you got 10 leads, qualified leads, you got 20, 30 qualified leads, and they all, actually translate to $30,000. It was worth it, and guess what? You didn't have to dance. Mm-hmm. You didn't have to dance. You didn't have to do the cookie cutter things that everybody's telling you have to do to grow your following. Slow
grind's better than no grind.
And so I'm just like, lean into lean into you. Mm-hmm. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to do something spectacular. Dre, you got this daggum expanded vocabulary for no freaking reason, but we love it. We love it. It's advantageous. That's not even an expanded word, but advantageous, okay?
Courtesy of University of Tennessee in Martin.
Right. What was the one we just talked about? Like conducive and ancillary. I was like, What?
Ancillary. That's when I get in my bag with that. That ancillary get pulled out that duffel. Just prepare. Hey, that ancillary, boy. That's like a fail safe.
Literally, I said ancillary. Literally, I said
and
there.
I'm gonna fit it somewhere. And it's gonna make some sense. I swear.
Boy, I was in there calculating ancillary. I ain't never heard that one before. I thought I had this bit of vocabulary, but I don't know anymore. I said ancillary. And look, that went home rent free, stayed in my brain for about 2 months. I said ancillary. Every day, you think this dude don't have some new word you ain't never heard before, and you're like, oh, ancillary, conducive. If it's conducive to you, it's conducive for me. For real, he over here. Okay, Eminem, just
like orange Dorian.
See, once again, I'm just like, what? Come again. As long as you ain't talking about using expanded vocabulary to talk about sports, it's fine.
I've learned too, because I ain't gonna hold you. That's kind of how I talk. I talk like that. So when like my wife be like, "Yo, chill out," I'll be like, "No, that's how I talk." But sometimes when I'm doing real estate and stuff, it comes off as being nerdy. It comes off as being over. And it's like I ain't saying dumb it down by any means, but just talk regular. Right. Just talk regular.
But still, that'd be funny if you leaned into it and like made it a fun thing of just like it's just if you literally were just trying to go over this deal would be conducive to you, and then made a joke of the person being like, just crickets and like conducive. It's da 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 da, and then go back to who you were talking to. Like you can make content like that. Like, hey guys, I just dropped an idea for you. Like conducive.
That's dope. I like it.
What? And then it comes back conducive. Da 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 da. And then so this will be right. This will be conducive to you. Right. If you wanted to, it can be conducive to you. And so like that's why I'm saying that's how you can not be cookie cutter on social media. Right. And don't think to yourself, well, if I'm not cookie cutter, then how am I going to grow? Because listen, guys, you're going to grow if you show up. But guess what? The only way to grow in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days is, yes, doing some things that are cookie cutter, because right now the algorithm is favoring the cookie cutter stuff. But if you don't want to show up as cookie cutter and you're here for the long haul, you're here for, you're playing, this is a marathon, this is not a sprint, then I'm telling you, I will die on this hill. I can say it confidently that you can show up as yourself, your way on your terms. It's just going to take longer, but guess what? The people who blew up and did stuff, that was very cringy, I guess, and very, was cookie cutter, and that's not
they die out. The flame.
They die out because
that's.
I don't like keep freaking making this content. There was a content creator. It was a dancer. He's a dancer, and he was known for a certain dance, and everybody was like, "Why don't you do the dance anymore?" And he was like, "Because I'm a dancer."
Chris Brown.
That guy, the guy who does this all the time. Exactly. You don't even know who it is, but still, that's what he was known for, and he would go around everywhere and he would just do that dance. But like he actually could dance, so now he's like dancing, and everybody's like, "But do the dance, do the dance, the dance. Are you gonna bring that back?" And he's like, "I mean, I can, but like I can dance, like I can do other things." And it's like,
you got pigeonholed,
right? But it's like the Shrek one. Do the roar, do it. I love you, Daddy. Like, do the roar. Like, Shrek's like, no, bro. I'm not doing the roar. Do the roar.
Yeah, you can get pigeonholed in chasing virality.
Right.
You definitely can. And with us, I co-sign what she's saying with doing it your own way, your own terms. Heck, I'm doing it my way. Yeah, and you can't get sidetracked on, you're not getting engagement and stuff like that. You have the long haul, and she can die on it, and I'll be right there laying right beside her. It's really, once you do it your way, and once you grab all the, I don't want to say your fan base, but your core, your people who support you, once you grab those,
I don't care what you post.
You can do whatever you want to do. Do whatever you want to do, and they're going to be behind you because you've done it your way and you've hit something with, in regards to being authentic. So, yeah, I'm with that. I'm living it. As we speak, with embarking on real estate, and she's doing it with a digital media company, as you guys see.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah, I got 20 likes. Well, dang. But guess what? I had 1,000 impressions.
See.
Okay.
I even had to hit her up like, yo,
I know you like them YouTube views looking mad weak, and I was like, listen.
Which I didn't think we was gonna hit it out the park.
I
with
know,
like
but I was
1,700,
that's true.
subscribers in 3 days. But I was like, okay, it's dwindling. What's going on? But then
you suck as an editor.
No, I'm saying you had to tell me about pretty much Spotify podcasts, impressions, everything. Like we're reaching people.
Yeah.
Granted, this is only we're recording this
fifth episode
that we're recording.
And a lot of people are like, oh, I should have blown up by now. It's like, babe, I wish it was that simple. Honestly, you got to be like, you literally have to be crazy when it comes to being an entrepreneur, running a business, a personal brand, all the things, because literally who goes out here with no guarantee? Who spends all this money with no guarantee, all this time and effort with no guarantee? All you know, though, hey, if I stick to it, it's going to work. I don't know if it's going to work 30 days from now. I don't know if it's going to work 6 months from now. I don't know if it's going to work 10 years from now, but I'm just going to keep showing up until it does. And that is asinine. That's crazy. But yet, all the people that I follow that are successful, have multi-million-dollar businesses, stuck with it for 10 years.
Yeah, what do you think?
I've seen that.
What do you think the number one? You said stuck with it for what?
10 years.
What do you think the number one thing for like an average? Because 90% of people will fail.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because they're not steadfast in it, or they're not just committed, disciplined. What do you think it is for the people who maybe is watching this, or in their own realm of walk of life are trying to do stuff, and then they just seem like they've done it for a good amount of time, and then it just kind of falls off, and then they try something else, do it for a kind of a good amount of time, and what do you think maybe that would be? I guess pointed to.
I think it's because they're not passionate about it, and for me, just personal experience. That's all I can speak from. I cannot tell you, anything. And I hate when people try to tell you like this. Just from my personal experience, if I wasn't passionate about filmmaking, I would have not kept showing up until I produced the look that I wanted. And I still have not achieved the look that I wanted, but I'm pretty proud of what I produced, and I'm now more willing to share what I have, created. But if I wasn't passionate about it, if I didn't enjoy it, I would not be trying to figure that out. And honestly, that's not even you. I feel like people being a failure, that's just like acknowledging the fact, like, I just don't care about it this much to be like that deep into it to try to figure out like, why is it not working, And that's another thing too, is just like we live in a society, a microwave society where I need results in 30 seconds and I don't have to put in that much work and that much mental fortitude. Like I should, yeah, baby, I'm in my bag too. All in my bag. My hypothetical bag, but but I had like
duffel bag boys.
Boy. Duffel, baby. But like I really like, you have to be passionate about it. Like you have to, like, this has to be your baby. And if you don't care about it and you think like, I'm going to make a bunch of money from it and I'm going to make a bunch of money in the short amount of time, you are going to fail. You're going to fizzle out. That you have those outliers that did pop off in like 30 days, or they have the resources where they can outsource and post, and have somebody create their content for them. They just film it, all the things that they won't tell you. Yes, you can grow your account from 255 followers to 30,000 followers. I seen someone do it in 30 days, but they posted every single day for 30 days straight, and their content was high quality and it was helpful. Like if you sit down and actually script helpful freaking content.
You just said 3 things, and like that's everything is concerted. Posting, consistency, quality, and you providing information. That's you got to hit that every day for 30 days?
For 30 days. For 30 days, the guy did it, and he went from 250 to 40,000 followers. And I'm like, yeah, it's possible, but like, just what I'm creating lately, I was like, all I can do is like maybe 2 posts a week, 3 posts a week. That's zapped me, Yeah. And also too,
you can stretch that 30 days until 2 years,
right?
2 posts a week, and then it's more attainable.
And also too, I'm creating content for other brands, so it's just like I got to be creative for them too. So I'm like, because I'm kind of zapped right now. So I was like, this dude totally outsourced this, but you're over here acting like, yeah, I just created helpful. You outsourced it. Like I literally saw the guy's editor posting about his edits, promoting his work to other people, because he's an editor, and I was just like. So you're over here making it seem like, if I just post helpful content for 30 days, yeah, I'll grow, you'll grow. Like, no, it's got to be helpful. And also, too, don't forget the niche actually has to want it. You know, some niches are like, here's the thing. When it comes to real estate, honestly, I'm going to say this. Unless you're like, you know, selling Sirhan, you know, you had a show and everything like that, and people like to follow you and just look at multi-million-dollar homes, or you're like selling Sunset's Crew and stuff like that. Nobody cares about following a real estate agent. Respectfully. It's because it's like, I just need to know in this moment, like, what do I need to do? What's a Roth IRA? I don't know. Like, what if that does it even have to do with freaking, you know, real estate? It doesn't.
But my thing is, my avenue in real estate is, and I was talking to somebody, is 65-70% of the people are working class, blue collar, right? Out of 24 hours, they're working 10, 12 hours, got kids. They don't care about the cute glamour. These are the people that 9 times out of 10, out of every 4 or 5 transactions, I'm getting 3, maybe 3 of them are going to be those people. So I have to decide and decipher, okay, I'm going to angle a lot of my stuff to them. So one of my things is, hey, if you work at this job, making this amount of money, at this rate, interest rate, your buying power is this. Now, these are loosely numbers, but these are things that I wish I can see from different. If you work for yourself and you're making $100,000, you know, you got to have such and such, and your purchase power right now at this interest rate is this. If you work at Amazon, blah 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 blah, is this. These are things, or tangible things, and I'm not gonna get too crazy, and you know, because I got content coming, but these are things that I feel like everybody that I know around me would love that. Oh, I work at Gap. Okay, so you saying I make this, or I make a little bit under this. My purchase power's around it. Of course, you got to check a lender, but I'm giving you a base. I'm giving you a foundation to where your buying power. I don't know your nuance, and you call me and let's talk then. But what you got going on right now is, if you work at this making $21 an hour, right now, you're around about this right here, give or take 30 to 40,000 up or down. This is what the people want,
right? And here's my thing, yeah. But here's the thing, though.
This is what this is a little patty cake session.
Right. If you did not, you need to watch. This is really why you need to watch. Right. This is out of nowhere. But what I'm saying, though, is like, you're not gonna get like 30,000 followers, but there's going to be your community and other people who come across your content that knows you know what you're talking about. I need to reach out to this guy if I'm in the area, because he knows what he's talking about. He is a real estate agent. He's going to help me. And so what I was trying to say with this is like, no, they don't care about what you're posting, but they need to know you exist, and they need to know that you know what you're talking about, and that you will help them with their buying needs. And so as a real estate owner, as a real estate agent, you're not looking at the vanity metrics of like, I got 3,000 followers and I had 3,000 likes. You're looking at impressions. You're seeing how many people you reached. And then you're also seeing how many people DM'd you, asking you questions about real estate, asking you to, hey, can you, help me sell my home?
Yeah, that's more so our thing. It's not the likes, it's the impressions, it's the interaction, it's the DMs for us.
Right.
And we can translate that into helping somebody to translate that into our business.
Right. And as a creator, who's not wanting to be cookie cutter or anything else, like, you have to take that into consideration too, because if you think, and I'm saying this, when you start on social media, especially when I started out back in, I think 2015, and I had internships with social media marketing for my school, for my college athletics. In the beginning, it really was just like, we have to get all these likes. We got to get all these likes. It's all vanity metrics. And then once I got into business, selling and creating content for other brands, I was like, oh, it's really about impressions. It's really about like, okay, I might have gotten 13 likes, but I used good, really specific hashtags, and I got DMs, or I saw that people, when I got on my website, I saw that, they'll give you data and say like, this was somebody clicked on a link from Instagram. I was like, okay, Instagram is working. Instagram is doing what it needs to do. People are finding me. People are knowing that I exist, right? And so as a content creator, if she, the person who asked this question for this episode today, is a creator, a mother. Sorry, y'all. I done lost it. But she's a creator for motherhood. And I would think her content could just be genuine, like her day in the life, you know, just whatever that looks like for her. And then also to how she take care of her children, what products she uses. And then guess what? You know, Gerber, whoever it is, or some small mom and pop probably gonna reach out to you to sponsor a post or send you stuff to see if it works for your kids, because you're about your kids. You're not gonna just give them any and everything, and you want to help other mothers mother their children and give them stuff that's not gonna hurt them, right? And so just knowing like, okay, I don't necessarily need people to watch my stuff or, you know, be very, you know, present with my stuff. I just need to make sure that like it's getting engagement. People are commenting, people are DMing me, asking questions, because even a marketer sees that people are engaging with your content and asking you questions, and you're able to, you know, that's a following. They listen to what you have to say. They pay attention to what you have to say, and therefore, if we market anything through you, they're most likely going to buy our product because they actually trust you, and they're actually going to ask you, is this something that we need to, you know, is something we need to buy? And so trying to not be cookie cutter is just showing up in that way of just like whatever whatever works for you. It's that little turtle that hits the guy. Anyway, but it's just showing up as yourself and not worrying about what your niche is posting and how they're posting. As long as you're providing value and you're consistent, you're gonna win. Right. Don't know when, but you're gonna win.
Don't know when, but you're gonna. I like that. Don't know when, but
you're gonna win.
You're gonna do good at something.
Put it on a shirt. Sure. Put it on a beanie.
I like that.
You don't know when, but you're gonna win.
But you're gonna win.
Right. Don't play with me. I got LegalZoom on speed dial. LegalZoom. We need a trademark real quick. Please sponsor us one day, because I use you for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, me too.
But as always, I hope this podcast was helpful. Hope you got something out of it. And if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe, like, share with a friend, because sharing is caring. And if you're listening on Spotify or podcast, don't forget to hit that follow button, because we got more fire coming, baby. We got more fire, because with every upload, we're getting better. With every topic, we're getting better, because we are actually taking our own advice as we show up on social media our way, on our terms. Okay? Thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you in the next episode.
Rodriguez, for you.
Real estate. And you know me, Alpha Media LLC. We create content that converts so you don't have to. Bye.